Let me go to you first, Pat. You sort of opened the door on the Buffalo Bills draft. I'll bring up something Tariq said and throw it to you. He suggested the Bills might be willing to trade up into the first round.
I mean, it's not out of the question based on the way we've seen Bean do his thing. But, I mean, the last couple of years, the Bills were desperate for top-end talent, and the only way to go get that was to get back into the first round the couple of times that they did. You're not desperate right now. You have the pieces there ready to go. Like, if they didn't draft, I think you would still have a rock-solid roster with the exception of maybe an edge rusher and a depth offensive lineman. I don't think they need to take those risks. If you're going to take any risk, you're going to take risks on players that would have been first-round picks that have been hurt that you're now going to have to see will work out in the NFL. But I can't see them jumping back in on Thursday night to do something in the first round.
This may be the first time where when they say we're going to take the best available athlete, you can actually believe them. I'd like to see him go to the line somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you are trying to fill a hole like that, you might be reaching a little bit. Those two guys that I brought up earlier, the one from Notre Dame, the D edge rusher from Alabama, I wouldn't mind seeing them there. There has been a lot of talk lately, and I've been hearing from people in the know that safety might be something that comes up in rounds 2 through 4, which would be a little surprising considering the Bills have arguably the best safety combo in the NFL. I wouldn't be shocked based on people that I've talked to see in round 3 or round 4 a safety come off the board. But then the question becomes, what do you do with that person until Micah Hyde or Jordan Poyer are no longer on this roster?
They're one of a handful, a half dozen teams that have got the best situation at quarterback in the league.
Yeah, and I mean, most of those quarterbacks will be off the board before the middle of the first round anyway. I mean, you got Oregon is going to, they're going to lose their quarterback. And Tua is probably going to be gone, 15th pick overall. Before that, you're going to obviously lose Joe Burrows with the first pick overall. So, I mean, all of the quarterbacks that were there for this draft will be gone by the time the Bills pick anyway. I just think it might fall to what the New York Giants usually do. Go for that player that's best available. Yeah, you've done a great job defensively during the offseason, but you could add a little bit more youth offensively. Maybe a running back. Maybe, somewhere. This is where I think when you look at the end of the draft, when you go second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, this is where you get those maybe running backs or maybe safeties that have been there at the top of the list, but maybe got injured, goes down a couple of rounds. So I think the Bills right now are in a great position to add just some depth, but they need it at running back.
I don't necessarily think that the Bills are out of the realm of possibility for drafting a quarterback after round 5. You look what they did last year. They signed Tyree Jackson as an undrafted free agent out of the University of Buffalo to compete with Barkley for the backup spot. You now have a third year of Josh Allen. The reason you had the vet behind him was to have somebody, show him the way, whether it was Derek Anderson, whether it was Barkley, whoever it was. You don't really need that anymore. It's his third year. He should know what he's doing. And you do have to hedge your bet a little bit. And we've seen several other NFL franchises do this as Allen goes into a year where when you're done, you're going to have to decide on the 5th-year option. If you have someone that's there in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round, seeing as how you have so few holes on this team, well, you got a guy just in case Allen isn't your guy. You can throw in and see what happens, a la Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville last year.
I would not touch his psyche. I would leave him alone. Let him have this year. You'll know by the end of the year whether or not he could be the quarterback you're looking for. If you don't, you got a lot of good quarterbacks coming out. If he isn't the guy after this year and Tom Brady gone, he might not be your guy.